We're doing waiting for people to attend. How many do you normally get of viewers?
I don't know. Been alright amount. Cool. That's cool. Check this out. You're still working, right?
Hmm? Oh, that's better. Yeah.
You want this one?
Yeah.
Do you actually want this one?
Yeah, look lovely. Got a lovely colour.
So I'm going to keep this open, and the only reason is just in case someone chats and stuff, so I can like pop over, have a look, and then probably relay the question if need be.
That makes sense. There's a lot of milk in there a minute ago.
No, it's water.
Why is that one so delayed?
Because that's actually connecting to Facebook now. Oh, this is taking it straight from the camera. Let me see if there's anything else I need to change.
Maybe you might want a different filter.
I mean, there's not that much to choose from.
The negative look like we was lower in Avatar.
What do you mean, this one?
Mm.
You got water. Is that yours? Do you want to get water though? So we want to use this one, right? Not this one.
Yeah, that's too pasty. Yeah, that's a bit warmer.
I wish I could like adjust it manually. Actually, one second. That's cold. Is that a bit warm? Like that?
That's pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Anything to make it look like I've been on holiday.
Let's do that. Let's keep it at this.
Thought you'd be
Everyone
better.
okay? Do you want water? Do you want water?
Neither water.
Nah.
Then you sure you don't want water?
I've got water.
That really freaked me out then. I sat down and what the hell?
That one's on the delay. Oh shit. Oh, and we're live, I think.
I just shut the...
I think we're good. I don't know why it's not playing though. So that's terrible. Let me just, you guys sit here and chat among yourselves. I'm just going to check that we actually live. Because that just automatically.
I hate it when tires are a little bit crooked. Although it does not just look a bit crooked.
Are you tomorrow? Are you tomorrow? We live?
I'm in London.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Ah, fantastic. George has just come in for a drink.
Hello everyone.
Hello everyone.
Hello?
We're just going to hold on for about 10 minutes while everyone gets in. How you guys been?
Yeah,
Not
good.
too bad, thank you. Yourself, Ethan?
Great.
Good.
So, just a quick introduction, right? Like, Ryan, it's an honour to have him here today because he's not really based in our Oxford office, so often he's not here. So when he comes, we kind of have to have a bit of a party and just like get involved and stuff.
Yeah, I'm normally based in East and West Midlands, so if you're around Birmingham or Leicester, you'll probably find me floating around there.
It's funny, you've pretty much been all over the country.
Yeah, all over the country. I've even been Jersey, which
Yeah.
is still UK, but it's a nice flight.
Cool, we can probably still hang on for a bit. People just getting in. Anything that you guys want to talk about? I think we should have, because we travel all over the country, and I kind of want to know if any of you can weigh in. Is that where do you think that we should go to next that we haven't already been? Because a lot of places that we've been to, we often will go back to, but we know that there are parts of the country that we haven't hit yet, and we kind of want to cover as much as we can. So if there's anywhere that you think that we should go that we haven't already been to, preferably inside the UK at the moment, leave a comment down below, and we'll see if we can get it sorted.
Yeah, if you have coffee mornings that you go to, or group meetings that you feel that you may have an attendee that you might want to have us pop in and surprise, then we'd be more than happy to assist.
Yeah, we often attend local social groups. As Ryan said, we're happy to come and attend those coffee mornings, presentations, whether it's in a hospital or in a charity building. We're more than happy to kind of have a chat about the technology that we do and the work that we're doing. So yeah, just get in contact with us.
And if you're watching, feel free to drop us a hello so we know you're there. You can say hi back. And if we just hold on for maybe about 5 more minutes, and then we'll get this all started. Are you in tomorrow?
I'm in London tomorrow at the RNIB clinic day. So I've got people attending for demonstrations.
Whole day?
No, morning's quite free. So feel free if you're in London, you can always come in and say hello.
So that's the headquarters on Judd Street.
Judd Street.
Yeah.
Yep, near this St Pancras, London train station.
Yeah, we've got a really nice facility there. It's our own kind of clinic room, so it's kind of like a home from home kind of feel. Very relaxed, very safe environment for people to try on the glasses. So yeah, it's nice and comfortable. You've got a qualified dispensing optician there to kind of guide you through the process.
Yeah, we have a really lovely relationship with Andrew as well at the front desk in RNIB. So even if we don't have the technology that's going to assist you right at this moment, I can hand you over to Andrew and explain what it is that you're looking for. So it's still lucrative to come and see me, in fairness.
Alright, so I think we can pretty much get started. Welcome to the OXSIGHT live chat. My name is Ethan. I work marketing at OXSIGHT, and today we have 2 very special guests who are going to walk you through some of the inner workings at OXSIGHT. So here we have Rammy, who's our sales manager, and here we have Ryan, who's one of our dispensing opticians. Do you want to introduce yourself and talk a bit about what you guys do?
Yeah, so as Ethan said, I'm the UK sales manager, so my kind of main day-to-day part of the job is kind of connecting and building relationships between us, local charities, such as like the RNIB, and doing a lot of meetings and kind of promoting the work that we do. Obviously we are a company, but a lot of it is about education and relationship building. So my main focus is kind of connecting the dots within the low vision community, really.
And myself, I'm out and about as a dispensing optician, so we'll do clinic days, we'll go to events, we'll raise awareness of what our products can assist with, what we're working on, what we're striving to get towards, and basically just mainly raising awareness and sort of the face when you're on the road. So I'll be assisting on clinic days and also helping clinical partners such as Samuels and Davis and things like that during Birmingham. So yeah, you see us out and about.
Yeah, definitely in terms of being on the road, these 2 are always out. So if you pop up to one of our events, it's very likely that you'll see one of these 2 at the event. And any interesting stories you have from being out on the road? Anything that really pops out as, or any kind of trends that you might see from meeting patients from all across the UK?
Yeah, I think the biggest things we find is when people try the glasses on and fit the criteria of having some usable central vision, they instantly get that impact of wider field of view. They've got some clarity on the screens. They're good. A lot of the time they'll have some increased vision in dim light. So we get some really positive situations. One that really sticks in my head is I had a patient at Stoke where she put the glasses on and she'd had a stroke a few months before, and as soon as she looked at this tie that I'm wearing today, she says, "Oh my God, you got an orange tie on." And I went, "I have got an orange tie on." Yeah, she went, "I've not been able to see orange for months." And that always sticks in my head, and that's why one of the big reasons I absolutely love my job. We get so many of those, wow, I've had a bit of a change here. And when you get those moments, it makes everything worthwhile.
Yeah, I think for me as well, it's probably been the only job I've ever been in where you can literally change someone's life within an instant. And I think that is the one thing that makes the job so rewarding. Within 5 seconds, someone could potentially see more than they've ever seen before. And that's something that can be quite an emotional experience for not only the person who's got the vision impairment, but for the family as well. I think we also can become quite emotional and quite attached to kind of that situation, and we do a lot of work when it comes to funding as well. So we, as I said before, it's about connecting the dots. So we work with charities, we work with trusts, we work with other kind of funding options to help people purchase the glasses as well. So it's kind of a whole service that we offer, not just selling a product. It's about a journey that the customer comes on with us.
Are there any kind of questions that you get asked over and over, like the same questions that people often want to ask?
Yeah, I think a big one people ask is, does it help me in night vision? And the best way to really describe it is, if it's pitch black, there's no light, no, it's not going to really make much of a difference, because there's not enough light for the camera to pick up to give you an image of what you're looking at. But if there is an element of light around, the camera will pick that up, and it will depend on how much light, will depend on how much of an image you get. We've got a patient, Julie, who's you'll probably see does a lot of videos and things for us at OXSIGHT. She's been really a great asset for us. She's really lovely to sort of work with and speak to. And we've got a lot of information from Julie, because she suffers from RP, and she's living it every day. And what we find is, she said to me, it's not that it gives me my vision at night, but if I've got edges mode on, which is one of the modes, that are several modes that we have, edges is just one of the modes. She says she can pick out objects and images. So one of the images she picked up was the fact that she could see a cat crossing the road. She just read a book to her daughter, and she could see a cat crossing a road. And when she took the glasses off, everything was pitch black. She couldn't see anything at all. And she says that's the element that it improves. It gives you that little bit more when it comes to defining different edges. So that's a real common question about night vision. So that's I hope that helps.
Thank you, Georgia, for bringing in a pair of our OXSIGHT crystals. So would I be right in saying that it's basically, if you're walking out on the street at night and you've got the kind of just the normal street lighting, it can help kind of make some things clearer. But if you're walking like in the middle of a field and there's no light at all, then
yeah,
it needs to be a light source.
If you was in the street and you put them on,
yeah,
and you looked at a car, for example, that was under a light,
yeah,
you'd see the car.
Okay.
In normal mode, you'd probably see the car, but you wouldn't see it with great detail or colour. But if you had edges mode on, you'd see the outline of the windows, the outline of the wheels, the edge of the pavement. You could really gauge on how close you are to something in regards to where you are. The difficulty is, obviously, with the OXSIGHT glasses, is that it does make things look a little bit further away. So you have to bear that in mind. It takes, a little bit of time to get used to how the glasses work. But all of our users, will generally get used to that difference in distance. But like I say, it just takes time, like most things when we try anything new. It's like if you drive a car, when you first get in the car without the instructor, it takes you a few weeks before you start realising, it was normal again.
Well, you, Rammy, anything that you find?
Yeah, I think one of the most commonly questions we get asked is about access to work, and whether they can be purchased through access to work. And the answer to that is yes. We've had some successful applications gone through in the last, I think it was a couple of weeks. So yeah, we can help with that process as well. We can provide like an after demonstration form, which basically will tell the assessor how you benefit from the glass and how that will help in the workplace. So as I said before, it's about kind of creating that relationship and making sure we can provide the best service as possible.
Okay. And if any of you watching have any questions, feel free to drop them down, write them in the comments, and then I will let these guys know and they can answer any of your questions. And speaking of like social media and stuff, I find that probably the most common question that we get online is, when are we coming to this place? When are we coming here? Are you guys available to buy in this area? Any kind of like blanket answer that you can give to like...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we get a lot of interest all over the world. Currently we're available obviously in the UK, India and China. They're the 3 places where you can currently get our glasses. We are having discussions with other places around the rest of the world, but it's not something that we can definitively say it's going to be available in these places. But as and when we have more information, we will certainly let people know. But we've had people who've flown in from Australia, from America, come into our clinic at the RNIB in London, so we can accommodate those people and give them extra time in consideration for the long way that they've travelled.
Yeah, you can contact us as well on the website, which is www.oxight.co.uk, and you can speak to someone via there, or you can also contact us on our email, which is care@oxight.co.uk, and you'll go through to our care team, and if they have a question that they might not be able to assist with, for instance, if it's clinical and you've got an eye condition that's difficult to explain, then they can then contact a dispensing optician like myself, and we can then give a definitive answer of whether we think it might benefit or not. Sometimes it's not clear cut and we don't know the full answer because we've not seen the clinical evidence, but we have a fair idea of what kind of benefits there could be, and we normally try and give you kind of an idea of what we think the benefits will be if we don't think you'll get all the benefits, or whether we will think you'll get all the benefits. So yeah, feel free to just drop us an email or anything, just have a chat with us, and we'll try and assist you as much as possible, even if it is an area that we don't normally go to. We could try and accommodate to a certain extent, but obviously if it's too far out of our catchment, then it might be that you might have to travel to us.
Yeah, I mean, all demonstrations with OXSIGHT as well are completely free of charge, so there's no kind of obligation to process it any further. If you just want to come and find out more information and have a demo of the product, you're more than welcome to do that.
Okay. Is there a simple way for example, if I've got a visual impairment, I kind of want to know if the glasses may potentially benefit me, but maybe I don't like talking to people. I don't really want to call at the moment because it feels like too much of a commitment, or that I might get reeled in somehow. Is there some way for me to test, or maybe me and my family member that might be able to help me to test whether I am in that range of potentially being able to benefit from the OXSIGHT glasses?
Yeah, there's a few ways really. You can use a family member, so you could sit maybe about a metre away from them. You could look at their face, and you can see, if you could see maybe their nose, or out to their eyes, or out to their ears, or out to their shoulders. But even if you can only see the tip of their nose, that would give you a good indication of whether you would be able to benefit from the glasses. If you're looking at the face and it's hard to distinguish, or you're not 100% sure, you could get them to sit a bit closer and see what you can distinguish. The closer the person has to sit will give you an idea on the clarity you'll get, but it's a really good indication of how much benefit you'll get, or if you could benefit from the glasses. If you can see their face, or if you can see a feature on their face, maybe an eye, there's a good chance that you could benefit, so it'd be worth trying the glasses.
Yeah, so literally just that. Sit opposite a family member and then just see how much you can see, and even if it's just that little bit, definitely give us a call and then we can set up a free demonstration. I know that, going back to the topic of people from abroad and stuff, is there a way for them to kind of maybe have their local hospital contact us, or any kind of local opticians? Can we do something with that, if they can get them to contact us?
In regards to being abroad?
Yeah, in regards to being abroad, yeah.
Yeah, so we do have kind of referrals that come in from abroad. Normally we ask for a prescription to come in from a clinician. That should give us a bit more information about whether they'll potentially benefit or not. So yeah, you can get in contact with your optician, and then we can have kind of that more clinical discussion with them, and then you can kind of take it from there.
Is there any other way that we kind of work with the more clinical side? Are there any other ways, if the clinical side want to kind of contact us?
Yeah, I mean they can sort of come on board and try and assist us in our research. If a clinician is comfortable coming to have a chat with us, then that would be great. We're always open to speaking to professionals. We're really excited about what prospects we have for the future, and to have this professional input is really vital for us, and we're always looking for that input. If somebody's doing their own research and they want to find out what we're kind of doing, they're more than welcome to have a little look at what we're kind of trying to achieve. We really welcome any kind of professional, because at the end of the day we're all in the same field. We all want to try and improve people's vision that are suffering with sight loss, and that's our main aim. That's exactly what we strive to achieve.
And just to kind of add on that as well, I think as we've kind of gone on with this journey, I think we always originally thought that the glasses were only designed for people who've got RP, but as we've gone on this journey, we found people who've got glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, heavy myopia. So we're constantly finding new conditions where the glasses might potentially help, and having that kind of clinical input from people around the world could make us aware of conditions where potentially these glasses might be able to help that we weren't aware of. So we're always happy to welcome clinicians' input into what we're doing, which is greatly appreciated.
Also, we're aware, that RP is quite a large umbrella. When you say RP, it affects everybody differently, and there's so many different genes and genetic disorders that are sort of causing those problems that sometimes it's not clear cut. So it's nice to have those inputs, because if you've got a professional that knows your eyesight inside and out, and they're willing to pass that information on to us, that gives us a really good idea going forwards how we can best implement and make our device more accessible for those users. Because then with technology, it's here and now, and we can try and strive to achieve and do those things as quickly as possible. We all want the cure of stem cells, but unfortunately this is what's out there right now. And fingers crossed all that will come in the future.
And do we do much work with charities? I know we've got clinic in RNIB tomorrow, but talk about
we do a lot of work with charities. So we do a lot of work with the RNIB, Deafblind UK, Henshaw's up in Manchester, Bradbury Fields. We've done work with Retina UK. We take a lot of pride in the work that we do, and working with charities, it's taken us a long time to get their respect and their trust, and I think we've got a really close-knit relationship with them. We often do product demonstrations, talks, where like Ryan, one of our dispensing opticians, will go and do free of charge demonstrations, and people can try on the glasses, whether it's in an open environment, at a demo day or an event, or it's a personal one-on-one session where you can be in your own, you can be in a room set apart from everyone else. You can have that hour and a half, 2 hours to have maybe a more personal conversation about your own medical condition, where it's much quieter and much more sort of safer environment.
Yeah, in fact, I think we might be doing some fundraising soon. Is that?
Yes. So I'm trying to drag everyone in the office. Some people are really up for it. To do a climb up Snowdon in conjunction with Deafblind UK and Specsavers. So we climb up a midnight climb up at Snowdon. So you'll get to see, as you get to the top, you get to see the sunrise, which will be really exciting. So
yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah,
it's cold.
You doing it?
Beautiful.
When is it?
September, I think. I'll have to double check the date.
You double check the date.
I double check. Ryan's doing it.
Ryan's doing it. That's a yes then.
Yeah, so no, that's really exciting. That's all the kind of stuff we do. We really partner and create these kind of close relationships with charities.
So Ryan, say that you find someone, a patient comes in and they could potentially, their condition is like really suited to the use of our glasses. What kind of like potential benefits would they possibly see? Just talk about the range.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on the individual, but generally speaking, when we're in a demonstration, people report things like, I can see more than one person at a time. If I'm in a room and I'm in a meeting, for example, I could see down one side and the other side of the table. The other thing will be if we turn the lights down so that the lights are very dim in normal mode, so you're not having to go into the enhancement mode yet. they feel like they get a bit of a light boost because they're stimulating just those small area of cells. There's also things like object recognition, so seeing things like objects. Someone's got like a beige dog and they've got a beige carpet, then they'll be able to distinguish the dog from the carpet or medication from a table. These things are really, really important, especially considering as we move on with our products and sort of demographics. It can be vital to people's day to be able to do these kind of things. There are other things as well people report that they can sort of get benefit from as well. We've seen colours, we have super colour modes, so they have colour enhancements, text mode so that they can read exits or toilets, knowing where they are, going to a restaurant and not being able to ask a family member or a member of staff, if you can just point me out the toilet please. They can actually see where they are.
Yeah, I think like you said in the restaurants sometimes try and create that really romantic mood lighting, which for some people, potentially her vision impaired, that lighting is really difficult. So with our glasses, you can kind of put the control of the environment in your own hands, and that's kind of the way I try and explain it to people. Is just if you go into an environment that's less familiar, you can kind of control it and change the brightness, increase magnification, and like you're saying about the sort of contrast settings. I mean, some of the kind of wow moments that we've had, so a chap called Jeff, you may have seen in some of our videos, when I stood in front of him initially, he couldn't really see me at all, so I wasn't sure whether he was going to benefit from the glasses. Put the glasses on, he kind of stopped and just burst out crying. He was like, I can see you, I can see my wife, I can see my dog, and he hadn't been able to have that sort of sight for must be about sort of 5, 6, 7 years, so for him that was kind of completely life-changing. We do have that kind of experience, I'd probably say almost every day, but we do know at the same time as well that the glasses aren't going to be suitable for everyone, and we manage people's expectations. People come to us looking for a cure, and that's not what we can offer, and we're really open and honest about that, and I think that's something that we're really proud of. We set people's expectations up, and we manage people's expectations. So
yeah. Especially, because the thing is as well, like we get asked this a lot as well, like if I've got macular degeneration, are the glasses going to help me? Or central vision loss, Sargas for example. At this moment in time, it's hit and miss whether these glasses are going to help. It's more miss than hit because your central vision is affected, and effectively that's what we're trying to stimulate to give you an image. But we are looking at having products for the future to try and help with this. We're currently in testing phases of a new product to try and help with central vision loss. Which, if you have central vision loss and you're watching today, we'd welcome you to contact us by like the care at oxight.co.uk and get involved in the testing, so you can be involved in our journey and you're part of our journey to creating those new products. Because without people like you helping us, then it becomes difficult and it becomes a barrier. So so we'd like to hear from you guys as well.
And you kind of hit the nail on the head then. It's all about patient involvement. Like the glasses are being developed working with the community. It's not just engineers creating products just to put things into the marketplace. It's about developing products that are going to be relevant, that are going to help, and we do it at the right rate. And you can always give us a call on 018 65 580 255 as well, if you want to have any more information on it.
And always feel free to message us on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. We'll very happily respond and direct you to the right people, basically.
Yeah.
So, how's it? I know some people often, at least on Facebook and on social media, a lot of people ask about using our glasses when working with screens, whether it be watching stuff, watching a movie, watching TV, or just like working on your laptop. Is there any kind of interference? Does it work with screens well, or is there any kind of I don't know.
It depends on the individual, because if the individual has good clarity, then theoretically, yes, it should be able to work with your computers and things like that, especially if you've got these assistive technologies that have larger print and make it easier anyway for the environment that you're working in. In some cases, if your clarity isn't particularly clear, we want to one day strive and get it so that you can probably put it put the image into the glasses, so your laptop in there. But at the minute we're not at that stage. So the way that we have been able to overcome that barrier is we've got an external camera that you can put in front of said thing. So if it's going to be your TV or your laptop, you can put it in, you can stream it directly into the glasses. So one of the ways that I get some of the users to work with the laptop is I'll get them to set the camera up in front of the laptop, and they will be able to use their hands in front of the laptop and have it directly streaming into their glasses so that they can type away. No matter where they look or where they move their head, they'll still have the screens in the glasses. And you can zoom into a certain element as well as zoom out to a certain element. So there are ways that you can get the product to work for you, but it's about that custom and that new way and learning new techniques. If you're one of those people that are willing to try and learn a new technique, then it won't be an issue for you. You will learn the new technique if you persevere. But if you're a bit daunted and you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure if I'll be able to probably get that to do what I wanted to do, or I'm not really sure if I'm tech savvy, there are only 3 buttons to the actual device itself. There's one for the modes, one for the zoom, and one so you can turn the brightness up and down. So we've tried to simplify it as much as possible, and we've had users that are 90 plus. We've got users that are 16, 17. We've got a vast array of people that are getting use out of the glasses, and it's a matter of we're here to assist you. We have our care team to be there and help you as much as possible, so you can contact us as much as possible. We have lots of contact with our users, and we have people like Haley that if you've had contact with us before, you've probably had a conversation with, and you'll speak to Radville, who's also now part of the care team. So we've got a whole network of people there to support you through your journey.
And coming back onto what you're saying about screens as well, a lot of our users use them in the cinema, and they've found them to be great in that kind of environment. So rather than just only seeing a very small aspect of the picture, you can effectively see the whole screen, so you're taking much more information in, and it makes the whole experience a much more enjoyable one. I know Kirsty, one of our ambassadors, always wanted to go to the cinema to watch Spider-Man, never been before, went with her kids, and she said it was incredible. She actually got to talk to her children about what was happening in the film, so that was really nice, rather than sort of being told what was happening and kind of losing track. So yeah, it's cinema theatre, it's great.
Yeah, because Kirsty mentioned as well that when she'd be looking at the cinema, something would happen on the side that it'd be absolutely pivotal to what's going on in the film, and then she's lost half the story that's going on. And with the glasses, just in giving that expansion of field of view, just meant that it made life a little bit easier. And also we also went to the Manchester Palace Theatre not too long ago, which you may have seen on Facebook and things. We were there to watch Juliet, and we managed to find that the external camera really worked nicely to get a good image on the theatre for those that came with us. So it was a really nice experience that we had there.
And just one thing, because I guess a lot of people ask, can our cameras record and take pictures? And we can't, right? Is that correct? Which is why you're allowed to take them into the cinema. If you explain the situation, then they should be fine to take.
Yeah, the functionalities of those are turned off. And the reason being is because we wanted to make it as user friendly as possible. And when you start adding things like pictures and videos, then it can become restricted to where you can actually use it. So yeah.
We've got some couple of questions here. So Fiona Osborne, thank you for sending in your question. She says, I am presuming these glasses are only suitable for people with vision. If someone is totally blind, are they any good?
Unfortunately not. If you've not got more than light perception, you're not going to find much benefit from the glasses, because you're not getting the actual cells at the back of the eye can't be stimulated, so there's nothing to send the signal to the brain. So unfortunately not. Sorry about that.
And we have another question from I'm going to butcher this name, but it's Mahari Brown. She says, I have RP and no peripheral loss at all, but really struggle at night. Much like the restaurant situation you mentioned. This is quite fascinating. Let's not mention that. And thought there might be never thought there might be something like this in my lifetime, but maybe for my son. I will definitely be researching into this. What are the costs, she says?
So the current cost of the glasses is £4,000. What we're doing at the moment is we have a rental offer that's available, on which someone could pay £600 up front, and then there's an £80 deposit, £80 a month fee. And one of the main benefits of that being, if someone's condition deteriorated they could effectively hand the glasses back rather than having that upfront £4,000 that they spent. So it's only just the initial fee and then the monthly instalments they paid for the rental offer. And we do a 0% finance. So we're constantly working on things to make it more accessible and more affordable for a wider range of people.
Yeah, and we got to that strategy by working with the community, because when we first rolled these out, they were £6,000, and we used an advocate scheme at the time, which would reduce the cost by £2,000. We've now got ourselves to a foundation where we can actually roll out those rental offers and do those kind of things. So it's been brilliant. It's been a real journey getting to this point, and we thank everybody who's obviously got the glasses and using them and purchased a pair, because it's been thanks to you guys we've got to this point where we can start doing these kind of things. And in the future, we strive to try and make it as affordable and achievable for everybody as possible. I mean, I'm sure lots of you remember how much TVs were when they first came out, and I think that's going to be a similar kind of situation, really.
We have another question from Sheila Charbonneau. Sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly. She asks, where are these glasses? Does insurance cover them? She has RP, no peripheral, but good central vision. So I guess insurance and how she can find us. Well, you can find us by calling us or visiting our website, or just leaving a message and for us to contact you. But insurance, any experience with that?
So in regards to insurance, I think some people have managed to get it. It depends on your insurer. Some have managed to get it on their home insurance. So you can get it on your home insurance, but that depends on who your insurer is.
But that's the main insurance, really, and we recommend that because at the end of the day, it's an expense that it needs to be covered to some extent. So we've had, to be fair, we've actually had quite good. I've actually spent quite a lot. A lot of people actually say it's a bit like when you have a bike. If you have an expensive bike, you insure that said item, and it's a very similar aspect for hearing aids and this is kind of sits in that medical device part, because this is a registered medical device. So you can specify it on your insurance, or you should be able to.
And just to come back to the cost as well, as I said earlier, they are available through Access to Work, and we don't want cost to become sort of an objection to trying the glasses. The main things we're asking for is people just to come for a demonstration to see if they benefit from the glasses, because then we can help in sort of potentially looking for potential funding pots that are available. So we've had Jeff's glasses were funded by a local charity, so there are things that we can do to help that. So the key thing is, if you are thinking about it, but you're not sure about sort of the financial side, it's just come and have a demo, see if you'll benefit, and then we can kind of help you alongside that process. And if you're a student as well, there is a disability students allowance which should help you with having this kind of technology when you're at university. So just come and have a demo.
And I think Sheila is from the UK. I also pronounce her name perfectly, so good for me. And she also says, okay, so would you work with your eye specialist then? So do you do much work with eye specialists?
Yeah, so we do have some clinical partners across the country, but we also are starting to work more within the NHS. But as we've already got our own kind of dispensing opticians within the company who are specialised within this field. So I mean, we've got five mobile opticians at the moment who can cover the country. So when you're having a demonstration, you will be dealing with somebody who's kind of specialised within this technology and understands your condition. They are regulated under the GOC. So yeah.
And Sheila, if you're in the UK, then definitely give us a call. Our customer care will take care of you. Or we do have an online form as well, which I will send out after the stream, that allows you to kind of just give us a brief introduction into your condition, and then our team will contact you to kind of set up a demonstration, basically.
Yeah. So we've rolled out, we've actually sent out all our information to pretty much all opticians now throughout the UK area, or at least England. And if you've got a specialist that you think should know about us, then it'd be worth speaking to that specialist or optician or whoever you go to, raise the question and ask them to contact us so they find out the information. Because if you have someone that you trust, you have a professional that you want their input and their outlook on the device, The only way they're going to get it is by contacting us and finding out.
Yeah.
And we welcome it. Like I say, it's all about working with that community, working with you, working with professionals, and getting everybody on board with exactly what we're trying to achieve for everybody, really. Makes your life easier as well.
Yeah, let us know where you are.
Definitely, definitely. Ryan, you at one point you mentioned this external camera.
Yeah.
So these glasses, they come with a bunch of accessories, or you can get them optionally.
Yeah.
Can you give us a brief overview of like what things that can come with them? Yeah.
The glasses themselves, they come with different fitments. So we've got these little rubber widgets on the back that can sit behind your ears. We also have lanyards that can go around the neck, around the back of the head. Sports band that can go around the back of the head. Whichever fitment makes you feel most comfortable. We also have things like a saddle bridge instead of pads. So if you've got a plastic frame that you have that you don't get on with nose pads, we have a saddle bridge that does retrospectively the same thing. It comes with two cases. It comes with like a satchel case that you can sort of carry out and about with you. It comes with a hard case in case you want to put it in your bag. It also comes with the external camera. If you find the external camera is a benefit to you, it will come with an external camera. It will have a Gorilla Grip that you can basically put on a tripod so that you can put it in front of things or on a desk, and it will come with a fixed grip which you basically can put it over text or in a specific place in your home that you might read or do something, artwork, anything like that. You can specifically put it in that area and leave it there so that you can just use it as and when you're doing those tasks. So yeah, they're the things that it comes with. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you got everything. You got it. Spot on.
And yeah, Sheila's actually from the USA, so yeah, definitely talk to your specialist, and then have your specialist give us a contact us, and then maybe we can sort something out. Is that?
Yeah, I completely agree with what Ethan said. It's all about building that community. So if you're speaking to your specialist, let them know that you've spoken to us. They can get in contact, and we can kind of build it from there.
Yeah, a lot of the time when I speak to people overseas, they'll speak to their specialist, they'll get their documents, so they might get scans, and they might get a prescription, they'll get their pupillary distance, because we can glaze into the glasses. So if somebody has a prescription, we can glaze that prescription into the glasses. They'll get that information, and then we can assess it on our end to see how lucrative we think it's going to be for that person, how much of a benefit they'll get. We'll be completely honest with you, and we always say never book anything until you've sort of got from us that we think there might be a benefit. And even when we say the benefits, we are quite loosely given that term, because sometimes people might come and it could be something daft like the fitment isn't quite going to work with the features, and it's hard to say, but sometimes people's facial features aren't going to work. If their bridge is too low, it might not sit in the correct position. It might be difficult to get focus on the screens. So, I mean, that is on a rare case. But if you are going to get those scans, send them over to us, and we can speak with the specialist directly, or we can just work with you if you don't feel comfortable doing it that way as well.
So we've got a question from Odd Petter Elvenes. He's asking about Nordic countries, OXSIGHT and Nordic countries.
Okay, so we're not currently doing anything with Nordic countries at the moment. Yeah, so that's my answer to that at the moment.
I would say the best advice I could give you, Odd Petter, is that, again, talk to your specialist, talk to your eye specialists, let them know what we do, and have them contact us, and then we can always kind of like work something out, potentially, at least have you try them on or something. We can try and work something out, basically.
Yeah, you get your specialist to get in contact with us, or you can contact us directly with your information. You can kind of take it from there, really. So the more information we have, the better it is.
Yeah. So let me have a look if there are any other questions.
I'll just briefly talk about clinic days that we have. So if you're in the London area, we do have, like I mentioned before, the RNIB in Judd Street, and we have clinic days there. We also have clinic days in Peterborough, we have clinic days in Bradbury Fields, and when I say clinic days, it means that we can do demonstrations at those charities, and in those places. In Peterborough it's Deafblind UK, and we've got also Henshaws in Manchester, the Galloways,
And a clinic is it's a one-on-one.
It's a one-on-one.
It's a one-on-one private appointment. It's not where there's going to be 40 people sitting around you. But we do demonstrations, which is more an open forum. And we do events like Sight Village, where you can just come along, have a chat to us, demo the product and the stand with us. We try and make it as sort of personal experience as we can, really, so you can get maximum benefit from the glasses.
Yeah, we have an event in Derry coming up. We've also got an event in Petersfield. If you're really curious about if you know of an event that's near you and you want to know if we're attending, you can go on our events page, which is www.oxsight.co.uk/events, and that will give you a list of the events that we're attending. But if you're not sure, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, this is an event day that's for people who are visually impaired, then contact us, and we may even be able to attend. We may be able to send one of our dispensing opticians to attend the event for you and also the community. So yeah, if you see anything like that going on, but feel free to contact us and let us know.
Also, another question from Mari. I see on your Facebook page we are going to Ireland, correct? We are going to Ireland. She's asking about Scotland. Are we planning to go to Scotland anytime soon?
Scotland, I need to double check on the date for that. But yeah,
Will we have plans?
We do have plans to go to Scotland. I think Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle is got
Michelle's
inroads in there. She's also got a clinical partner up in Scotland.
Yeah, so we've got Farrah McKinnon who are up in Scotland. So they do run a clinic there where you're more than welcome to try the glasses, and we are looking at sort of doing a road show up in Scotland. But as and when we have dates for those, we'll put those on our.
We know that Scotland's massive, so yeah. And we'll try and do a road show, so we try and cover as much of it as possible.
Yeah.
So Farrah McKinnon, what city do you remember?
Dumfries, I believe, is where Farrah McKinnon is.
Dumfries. So we're there, and we do have events planned already.
Yeah. So if you want to demo the glasses, the best thing to do would be get in contact either ourselves, and we can refer you to Farrah McKinnon, or you can contact Farrah McKinnon directly.
We also, if you're in southern Scotland and you're on the cusp of, near Newcastle, we also have another way.
Yeah, so Durham, we've got Simon Berry, and in the Midlands we've got Davison Samuels, where you can demo the glasses.
Yeah, but wherever you are in the UK, definitely just contact us, and we can kind of direct you to our nearest event, maybe one of our partners. We'll put you in the
we'll get you with the glasses on as best as possible.
Yeah, I think we're a very mobile and fast-moving kind of company, so we can kind of be anywhere within quite a short space of time. So I think we've even done some in the Highlands. We've done some in quite obscure places in North Wales as well. So yeah, we can pretty much get to any kind of location. So just get in contact with us.
So Pam O'Brien, thank you for joining. You're never too late, honestly, Pam. So she's asking, does this have voice or just a camera?
Voice recognition, voice activation.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. Pam, do you mean? Well, talk about both, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's no voice connection to the device as of yet, and the reason being is that we found that when we was doing our research, a lot of people said they didn't want anything talking to them whilst they were in public places. Like if they were at a restaurant, they didn't want something telling them what they was looking at as such. And the reason we did that is we wanted to be able to make it so that people can use what vision they have left. So to enhance that, so that they are using their own vision, so that they're. I don't like to use the word normal because there's no such thing, but to feel like they're part of that environment and be part of that ambience that's going on around them, rather than feel isolated. And sometimes by having voice talking to you, it can make you feel like an individual rather than in a group of people and enjoying something. But it's not to say that future products won't, because we're looking at ways that we may be able to turn things off and turn things on depending on where people are. But this particular one at the moment doesn't.
Yeah, and like you say, it's making the most out of your remaining vision. If something's telling you something, it's not really doing that.
Exactly.
It's about essentially making you see more rather than doesn't tell you what an object is.
Yeah. If you're stood at a bar and you're having a beer with your friend, you want to know that you're seeing Tony that stood next to you. You're not being told it's Tony that stood next to you. That's the difference that we're trying to achieve. So yeah, that's essentially what we're trying to do.
And we've got Terry Barnes. Welcome, Terry. He's seen on social media that we are releasing some central vision loss glasses.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
How much can we talk about?
We've briefly touched on it. I mean, at the moment we're in testing phases, so I can't really tell you exactly what it's going to be able to do. But if you are interested in what it might be able to do, then come and be part of the testing, because that will give you a really good indication of what we're trying to aim to strive to get to. You know, there are lots of things we want that central vision loss device to do, and the more information we get and the more input we get, the more tailored we can make it. But we are, and we're not a million miles away from getting the product out there. Hopefully, we're trying to get it out in the first 6 months of this year.
But if they want to take part in testing, they
just get in contact with us. The more people that we can have kind of involved in the process, the better.
Yeah. So the contact number again is 01865 580 255. That's to just ring us and have a little chat with us. Or if you want to be able to just have a little chat but not have to talk to somebody, you can just contact us via email, which is care@oxight.co.uk.
Yeah. Or you can go into one of your local charities, whether you're in the North like Bradbury Fields, and they can always kind of refer you on to us.
Yeah.
So whatever you feel is the easiest and the most comfortable way to get in contact with us, you do that.
Yeah, definitely, because you're basically helping us make the product, right?
Yeah,
exactly that.
Yeah, we won't develop it without your guys' input. It's critical. It's critical.
The last thing we want to do is make a product that we think you want, and really when it comes down to it, it's not usable. We want you to be able to tell us what you want.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing with this testing at the moment.
And in terms of price, what are we looking at for the new ones?
I think we don't anticipate it to certainly be £4,000. Ideally, we're kind of looking around sort of the two and a half mark. That's kind of where we're looking at the moment.
Okay. So definitely lower. Like it won't be.
No,
No.
the theory behind it as well is that obviously with this device, if you have peripheral vision loss, then you will know that as a whole, peripheral vision loss is the lower sector of vision loss. And then you've got central vision loss, which is a large margin because it's the aging population. A lot of it's down to macular degeneration, and it's getting larger, by the day. So the theory behind it is we'll be able to produce more, and hence why that should hopefully make the margins lower, and that's why this one's a little bit more. So it gives you an idea of where we're at.
I've got a question from Jenny Fiddling. You said you work with the RNIB. Are these tried and tested?
They are. Yes, they are tried and tested. Are we on the website yet? We should be on the website.
Yes, we are on the website.
Excellent.
Yeah, so if you're interested in the glasses, you can click on that link, and then that kind of comes directly through to us, and then we can book a free demonstration there. And that's the thing; it's not something you can just order online, because there is a clinical process that we go through to ensure that your health and well-being is paramount. So that's where Ryan will come in and do that clinical assessment, and then we can see if you benefit from the glasses.
Yeah.
And by the way, just is there any difference there? Like, it's just our glasses tried and tested. What does that mean for people who might not know what RNIB tried and tested are?
It means that they've had our product and they believe in our product basically, which is brilliant because they work with the low vision community on a very large scale, and to have that backing from the RNIB shows that we are doing exactly what we're saying. What it says on the tin, basically.
It's tried and it's been tested.
Yeah, exactly.
And proved it. Yeah,
exactly. Proved that it works. Not that it wasn't proved that it works. We obviously went for our own channels and did that, but they've also proven tested. So.
Question from Claire Aramed. Where is the closest clinic to Bournemouth? Now, is that OpenSight Hampshire
yes,
territory?
That's correct. So we run a clinic at OpenSight Hampshire. So if you wanted to book in one of those demonstrations, as we said, just get in contact and we can book you in.
I believe we're there in the next couple of weeks actually.
Yes.
OpenSight Hampshire.
Yeah, we might actually be there tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Claire, definitely get in contact with us now, and then we can honestly just book you in. And,
go through whatever you want to go through, any questions you may have. Whatever you want.
And Sheila's saying, Can you try them on a trial basis to see if they're a good fit at no cost?
So we don't do a trial basis, but what we do is a 14-day money-back guarantee. So if that point within those 14 days, if you're not getting the benefit from them, or your eye condition's not quite there, they're just not for you, you can hand them back, and you'll get a completely full refund.
Yeah, and the actual demonstration itself, it's normally roughly about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It gives you a really good indication because you'll be with a clinician that will be showing you the ins and outs of the device, and we normally encourage bringing friends and family and bringing something that you want to be able to achieve from the glasses. So if you want the glasses to help you with model making, for example, you bring the models with you and we can see if it works. So it gives you a really good idea if they are going to be able to implement in your day-to-day life, because we're not saying it's going to do everything.
Yeah.
The device isn't there to replace anything that you've got at the moment that works for you. It's to go and sit you on the things that you struggle to get out of them. If you're only enjoying something like 30-40%, the idea behind this is that it enhances that and gives you a little bit more enjoyment from the task that you want from your side.
We've also got a Shelley Brown. Thank you for the question. How many products do you currently have? I heard you also have a Prism. What is this? Now, what is the Prism?
So we've got Crystalline Prism. In regards to the technology, it's exactly the same. The main difference being Prism contains an internal occluder which prevents any external light from coming in. So it's almost like an internal goggle. So if you have light photosensitivity, it blocks out that light. One of the great advantages of Crystal as well, which I can show you, is the shade there, is with Crystal. I'll pop these on and model them for you. So as you can see, I'm wearing the glasses. These are Crystal, so there's a black shade that prevents any light coming through. What I can actually do here is take the shade off. I can look at Ryan can look at my eyes, and we can have that eye-to-eye contact. So there's no big headset that's sort of blocking you out from the outside world. It's a really kind of personal experience, and that's the one thing that we've tried to design, is something that is that personal experience. We're not excluding you from everything. And we can also just pop it back on.
Yeah, the feedback we've got from when I'm on the road and I'm speaking to people that are trying both devices, what we find is a lot more people, you would think a lot more people would like Prism because it blocks out the light, and a lot of people with RP suffer with light sensitivity. It's a big thing. What we actually found was that with the Prism is that it includes all the light, so they were only using the screens, which is great to start off with, but then they started to find that they actually wanted to have a little bit of natural light, and by being able to control the contrast, being able to use the shade, they actually got that management by just using the Crystal. Yeah. So we removed the occluder and we made it so that you could take the shade off, this making it a little bit more personal when you're having a conversation. And the other thing as well, when people are taking the shade off, it gives you that option to use your side. If you want to see something as a relative distance, the real distance away, you can take them off and you get a bit more depth perception. You know, and you can use the screens as more as like a heads-up display. You can use the screens to make wider field of view, look down, and you've got the actual image that you want to achieve. Get a glass of water and put it in there.
Yeah, I think it's all about just removing barriers, almost metaphorically and physically. Like, you can remove this barrier and have that eye-to-eye contact. You can remove barriers of what you're able to do in your day-to-day life by like being able to use your usable vision and do stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, I can put that myself.
We've got a Richard Dobbs. Richard Dobbs asks, do you attend a Sight Village? Can I try these for free?
Yes, we do attend Sight Village. We attend all of the events. So I think there's 4 across the year. So yeah, we attend all of those events, and yeah, you can try them for free. You just have to come along. And we'll spend some time with you, and we'll demo the glasses, either myself or it'll be one of our dispensing opticians. So yeah, it's completely free of charge.
Cool. Michelle Stevens, can children use these? Now this is a good question because we actually get this quite a lot.
This is a fantastic question. It's not a no, but there's factors with the glasses. Because they're a fixed size, you can't make them smaller. It depends on the child, it depends on whether it's going to fit them, it depends on whether they can see the screens. We normally say as well, like, if they're sort of 10, 12, upwards, then they'll probably get more of a benefit in the sense that they'll be more fitted to that patient, that child. With little children, it just slips off and it doesn't really get fit very well because they're so little. But as they start to get to teens, we actually had a teenager who's a little bit older now when we first started having them, but he was able to wear them and he used them for his schoolwork. So they are handy for schoolwork, and we're not saying that it's a no, but it's really dependent on whether they're going to fit the child.
So are we talking about kind of this size and,
yeah,
the
whole thing.
lenses as well?
Yeah, it's about the width of the frame. So you've got the width of the actual frame itself, and then you've also got the screens, and the screens are fixed. They're fixed at 65mm apart, and the general pupillary distance for children is normally between 55 and 60. So that's where it becomes a bit tricky, because when they've got such little pupil distance, they can't see the screens very well. So they might get a negative effect rather than a positive effect. And it's not the glasses fault; it's just that they can't see the screens because their eyes aren't in the centre of them.
Is there any kind of like minimum age that you would kind of, as in if someone has a child who has RP, for example, should they just get in contact with us?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
there's
there's no fixed age. I mean, I think as a guideline, we'd probably say about 10 years old, their eyes have stopped growing. They've sort of stabilised with their vision. That's the kind of age we'd probably say would be, safest to try them on. But there aren't any fixed guides or rules between children wearing them and not wearing them. It's more just making sure it's safe for that child to wear them. But yeah, if you've got a child and you want to try and you want to see if they're going to be beneficial, then contact us. You've got the dispensing optician at your feet there. Just let us know, and we'll sort of let you know if we think it's going to be a benefit to you and a benefit to the child.
So we've got a Joe Moncur who's asking about the battery life.
So yeah, battery life is 3 to 4 hours, so kind of similar as a mobile phone, depending on sort of what mode you have it on. But as with a mobile, you can get a separate battery pack that you can hook up to the handset, which will maintain charge, so stop the battery from draining. But yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same as a mobile phone.
Yeah, a lot of our users have the external battery packs, and normally it lasts about 7-8 hours.
Yeah.
It depends on what you get. There's so many out there.
Yeah. And plus, micro USB port there for charging. So it's basically a very standard kind of like compatibility.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway.
And we actually give you a wire that will be compatible to put into an external battery pack into it as well. So
you get the charger and everything with it.
Sheila Humphreys asks, can you put prescription lenses in?
Yeah, I touched on this a little bit earlier. You can put prescription lenses in there. The way we'd do it is we'd ask you to send a prescription in to us. If we've seen you at an event, obviously we can take things like pupillary distances. If it's a matter that you want to contact us and you want to have a demonstration, but you've got quite a high prescription, it might be worth just getting your pupillary distance and your prescription sent to us. We can order the lenses and then do the demonstration for you. It's free of charge. There's no charge to get the prescription in. It just means that you get the best benefit out of them as possible. And prescription takes us roughly about 5 working days generally. Unless it's a really high prescription, it might take us 10. But it's still quite a quick turnaround, in all honesty.
And just some breaking news. We've just during the stream, I think someone was watching us, someone from Wolverhampton, and he just called us and he's going to have a demo.
Oh, fantastic.
It's literally
Fantastic.
as easy as that. Like, just give us a call and then we can get you booked in to a demo straight away. Like, nothing could be simpler. A Natalie Howard, she's asking, are demonstrations free? Yes, they are free. Demonstrations are free, so definitely don't fear and just give us a ring. And Terence Strange, I have 3 degrees of field of view. Is this enough? No, it's free enough.
We actually have a patient with only 2. So, yes, it could be. It's certainly worth giving us a call and arranging to see you. Yeah, definitely give us a ring. It's definitely not a no. Yeah, could probably be very beneficial.
Is there any kind of, what do you find generally are the limits, or is it?
You know what, it's really difficult. We've had patients where they come out, when we've got a consent form online. If you go onto OXSIGHT's website, you'll see it has a consent form, and the way basically how that works is it gets a little bit of information for us clinicians to have a little look at, so that we can get a really good idea on where you're at with your vision. And sometimes people will put things like, I can't distinguish a face at arm's length, which can be a little bit of a difficult one for us, because I've had patients that say they can't distinguish a face at arm's length, but that's mainly because their field of view is so small they can't distinguish where the face is. Never mind trying to distinguish the face itself. And they've put the glasses on and they've had expansion of field of view to 68 degrees and, you know, blown them away. And then other times they'll put them on because they can't distinguish face, but they can't distinguish their face because their acuity is poor. So it's a fine line. So there's no real yes, this will work, no, this won't. If you can't distinguish a face, but you get an area of light perception and you sometimes get an image, it's worth contacting us. If you're finding that you can't distinguish a face and you very rarely get much at all, then it probably won't be worth contacting us in regards to this device.
But it's a bit like Jeff. He couldn't distinguish the face, and we tried them on, and it works brilliantly for him. So everyone is like just completely different. We just recommend you just get in contact with us, and we can book you in, and we can see if it works.
Normally, if you know you've got 2 or 3 degrees, so you're looking at a face and you can see an eyeball or tip of the nose or an area of a feature, then it's worth giving us a call. We've had people go from literally a nostril to 68 degrees. They've got 2 people in focus. They can see. Well, actually, I think we had 3 people in focus at one point. We had Rammy, myself, and a gentleman's wife, and we was at Sight Village in London, and he couldn't believe it because he didn't even think they'd work. He sat down and said, "I don't think this will be for me." He had no expectation, which is quite nice actually, because it's quite nice to get that wow factor. I put them on. He just could not believe what he was seeing. It just blew him away.
It's like Danielle, who flew in from Florida. She had the same reaction. She could literally see the tip of my nose, and then full expansion and blown away. She could not believe it.
Yeah, it's a great video. If you've not seen that one, it's really worth looking at that. Is that on Facebook? Or
Facebook, all the channels, Facebook, YouTube, we've got that out there.
Yeah, it's really good. It's quite an emotional one, so it'll pull on your heartstrings, but it's a really nice video.
And it's great as well. On our website, you've got rather than us kind of just telling you about the device, you've also got some of the ambassador videos, so it's a good opportunity for you kind of see what the glasses are being used for, whether it's in the cinema or an event or reading. There's so many things they're using for, so log on there and have a look and see how the glasses could kind of help you in those situations.
Yeah, definitely. We've got plenty of people who willingly share. We've got videos, we've got pictures of people telling us. We often get people saying look, I'm doing this. This is the first time I've been able to do that. So
Kevin as well, who's got his own page, hasn't he? He's still got a journey he's going through.
He's got his blog.
And that's a really good one if you want to see that. Kevin's blog.
We've also featured on BBC South East in the news. So there was Alice, who's got Ushers. So she's got a really great story. And there's James Laird as well. I think he was featured on the BBC. So he's got a very narrow field of view, and he wears the glasses kind of everywhere.
You can't pry it off his
he's got an amazing story.
Alright, so we're coming to the end, so just if you still got any more questions, don't worry, all the questions that are down there at the moment we're going to ask them, but if you got any more questions, it's your last chance to kind of get them in before we end the live stream. So Valerie Quinn asks, are the glasses lightweight?
Yes, so the glasses are lightweight. The cable, they're 113 grams, so they're currently the lightest on the market. And potentially with our central vision loss glasses as well, we're aiming for those to be exceptionally light rather than the larger, heavier kind of sets. We want it to be something that is much more manageable to wear. They're really lightweight. Just come and try them on.
I think one thing that we want to do is that we're working hard on is kind of, it's like what Ryan said, we want you to feel like you're part of the community rather than standing out with glasses. So we're always working towards making these glasses look more and more kind of less like visual aids, basically, right?
I mean, when you think about kind of the first iteration of the device, the controller was almost like in a handbag the size of a laptop, and the glasses were really big. So they were huge, and now if you look where they are now, the handset is only that big, and then the glasses are effectively almost like real glasses, really sleek, really light, so it's almost like you're not really wearing anything. And the dream is obviously to get it smaller and smaller and smaller, and that's where you guys come in to come provide us with feedback on how we can sort of develop things further. So just come join the community.
We have a Rahul Putra who asks how long a demo lasts.
Between an hour and 2 hours. So it depends on the individual, it depends on what kind of task we're trying to get you to achieve and what you want from them. But between an hour and 2 hours normally a demonstration will sort of take.
Can you talk us through like the steps, like what happens in a demo? Like
Yeah,
just
of course.
broadly.
So what will happen is you'll come and sit down with a clinician. We'll go through some medical questions to make sure that we're sort of making sure that you're safe and you feel comfortable, and we've got the background of your eyesight, so we know that if your eyesight's changed dramatically, we can then forward you on to the right personnel to get that looked at. So we do that medical aspect of it as well. And then we've got the demonstration. As soon as we've sort of got those sort of elements out of the way, we'll sit you down, we'll let you try the glasses, we'll walk you through how to use it, how comfortable it is. We'll sort of fit them to a certain element and make them feel as comfortable as possible with the demonstration devices. And then we'll look at doing certain tasks. So that we might be looking at the television, or it might be recognising people's faces. It might be trying them out in dim lighting, so you might want to see what it'd be like in a restaurant and give you that kind of feeling of an element. So we'll go through lots of different sort of tasks as such, and just try and get you in as many environments and get you trying to use them as much as possible. And then we'll let you actually have the handset itself and give you control of it, so that you know that you can use it and it feels comfortable for you, and it would see how it would fit in your life and with what you do day to day. It's it's quite a relaxed environment. It's nothing too pushy. It's just about making you feel comfortable, making you feel like you have control.
Yeah.
Danny Can, he wants to know a little bit more about rental schemes. He says he hasn't seen this with other tech companies.
Yeah, so kind of the process of the rental scheme, it's exactly the same if you were paying full price. You still go through the whole clinical procedure and have the free demonstration. The only difference is kind of the way you pay, I suppose. So you pay a £600 deposit, the rental fee, and then it's an £80 a month direct debit payment. And that goes on for as long as you feel that you're benefiting from the glasses. And say, for example, if your eye condition deteriorates, you can then hand the glasses back. We don't ever anticipate the rental going on for longer than sort of £4,000. If we do, we've obviously done something wrong as a company. We want to be developing new technology to develop a better product. So hopefully within that kind of time period, we'd have brought something out. It's almost like similar to a phone contract. We'd upgrade to a better or more better device.
Yeah. The only thing with the rental model is that you don't actually own the device.
Yeah.
We own it. We essentially, you have to give it back to us when you want to upgrade. And that's the difference, basically.
Yeah, it just gives you the flexibility to kind of like decide, basically.
Yeah.
Decide.
Yeah, because the main thing as well, what we found is, well, like I say, we're a bit like a family here, and everybody who uses our glasses is part of that family. And we've had people that have had the device, 8-9 months down the line, their vision's deteriorated to the point where they're not getting benefit from the glasses anymore. And like I say, because we've got to this journey now, we've got to this point where we've got to an area where we can sort of offer this, we asked ourselves the question, and we came up with this would be the best way for those people who are worried about that element, because we want you to always think of us as someone who you can come to if you have a question. We have that patient that I'm talking about, that his vision deteriorated, he still contacts us on a regular basis. We still have really good contact with him.
And yeah, you've probably heard us mention the word journey quite a few times in this conversation, and it is a journey, and it's kind of like a patient pathway that you guys go through. And once you've purchased the glasses, that's not it. You become part of our community, and you have a really close relationship with the customer care team. So if you wanted to ring them once, twice, however often you feel like you need that support, we are there for you. And we can come and do adjustments to your glasses. So if there was something that wasn't quite right, Ryan could come out, or one of our clinical partners. We can do it in your home or a local charity, just to make sure that it is right for you. And it is, I'd say, it's a very bespoke service that we offer.
Yeah, I don't know many companies that do it this
Yeah.
way, and it's really nice. Really
Yeah,
nice.
it's very
We get
personal.
really good feedback from people that have been part of it with us.
Yeah, I mean the feedback that we get from people who don't buy the glasses as well is say that the service has been amazing, and that feedback from people who don't buy the devices is really valuable to us, massively valuable.
Yeah. And like you guys have like seen what Michelle did a live stream first. You've seen another DO, Jennifer. You've met Ryan. You've met Rammy. Our customer care team, who you haven't met yet, are just incredible. They're incredible. They're they're really good. So definitely, give us a call. We will take good care of you. Like it's something that's very important to us, and it's almost like it's part of the product, right? It's part of our.
It's the cornerstone of the company. Like without you guys, we wouldn't be developing the products, and that's their job. They're there to look after you and make sure your health and well-being is the most important thing.
You can sense the passion that people have in OXSIGHT. Whenever you contact us, the reason we are doing what we're doing is because everyone is so passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
So we've got a Levent Ordu who's asking, do you sell in Turkey? Are we going to order? Are we going to be able to order online? Do we have online ordering of our product?
So currently not with this product, because it is a medical device and it's an optical device that will need to be dispensed. Potentially with our central vision loss glasses, they might be available to be.
No, look at those avenues,
Yeah, we're looking at that currently, where you could be a potential to order it online. But as and when we're close to the sort of the launch time, we can sort of offer more information on that. In regards to being in Turkey, I think the best thing would just be sending your consent form, get in contact with us through the email, and we can kind of take it from there.
Yeah, definitely. And then the last thing, I think this is going to be the last one, guys, is Martin Gunn. I think this is a message to you guys. I love what you guys are doing. You rock. Love from the USA.
Thank you, Martin. Cheers.
Cheers, Ryan. So yeah, that's going to be the stream, the live chat for today. We're hoping to kind of bring these out more regularly, give you guys different looks at inside OXSIGHT, and just chat and have fun basically. Because this was fun, right? This was fun. It was good fun. So thank you for joining in. Make sure to follow us, like us, on all the social media. Get in contact with us, give us a call, fill in our consent form, or just message on Facebook if you want to have a demonstration, find out where the nearest event or clinic is. And I think that's it.
Yeah, just to add on that as well, if you want to do a group demonstration as well, so there's a few of your members of your family who want to have a demo, just get in contact with us and we can arrange that. If you want that to be a personal demo with just us and your family, we're more than happy to accommodate that. So.
Oh yeah, because we do home visits, do we?
Yeah, we do home visits. It tends to be for people who can't get out of the home, but it's something that we can offer if it's something that's necessary.
Yeah, it is. The main thing about the home visits is because of the way we work, we like to have more than one member of staff there. We like you to have your family there, and being able to coincide both of those together sometimes takes a little bit more time. Hence why it's easier to go to your local charity and things like that, because you're safeguarded straight away. So that's the only reason why.
Yeah, it's more about safeguarding, isn't it?
Exactly that. Exactly that. Yeah.
Cool. So I think we're done. Thank you for joining again, and
thank you very much.
See you guys next time. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Cool. I think we're